I killed a man down south once.
Apparently I just wanted to wear a lot of just big boxy dress shirts. That was my main Jeopardy dream. Going on Jeopardy is as close as you can get to skydiving if you have a fear of heights. Hey, I'm Ken Jennings, and I'm going to be rewatching my interviews from my original Jeopardy streak. I am genuinely afraid to see what I had to say, but let's go ahead and do this anyway. Let's start with my very first appearance.
Ken Jennings, software engineer from Salt Lake City, Utah, wants to thank somebody.
Look at this young, eyebrowless man.
You want to thank?
I don't know if they're likely to be big Jeopardy watchers, but I'd like to thank Fuzzy the truck driver and the two drunk teenagers because they were the ones who gave me a ride when I was stranded in the middle of the Nevada desert a few years ago. So,
are you implying that drunk teenagers and truck drivers are not likely to be Jeopardy fans? Is that what you're telling this national audience?
I'm sure they're your biggest demographic.
Look how Alex saved it. That story was dying, and then Alex stepped in and saved that. True story. We ran out of gas in the middle of Nevada, and if not for a nice truck driver and the two teenagers who had been out all night, I would probably still be in Battle Mountain, Nevada to this day. And I never heard. I don't know if they saw it or not. Look at that. Look at that shirt. It's a bulky shirt.
What were your expectations before you got here?
Well, everybody's telling me, oh, you're going to do great on Jeopardy, and I didn't really have that much faith, and I just told them that I didn't want to be the guy who was negative going into Final Jeopardy. I
can't remember if I actually had that prepped or if Alex was just calling an audible. So that could have been an actual story, like I just didn't want to be negative going into Final Jeopardy. But also apparently I just wanted to wear a lot of just big boxy dress shirts on TV. That was my main dream, my Jeopardy dream. Okay, at this point I've won 8 games.
A friend tricked you into jumping out of a plane. What did he say? Oh, that door, yes, that's the door to the snack bar. That's the door to the washer. How does somebody trick you?
I like how Alex is very jokey in this era.
He brought me with him for moral support.
This is true. This was my college roommate.
I didn't want to look like a big chicken. And then at the last minute, he decided he wanted to look like a big chicken, and he left me as the only one jumping out of the plane.
I do like how I tell a short story. I don't think I would go skydiving again. The funny thing is, like, now when I think back on my Jeopardy experience, I often compare it to skydiving. The brain is just so overwhelmed when you're out there. What actually took half an hour seems to take like 5 minutes. Going on Jeopardy is as close as you can get to skydiving if you have a fear of heights. This is 9 games in. Ooh, look at that tie. That's a mistake.
You also won a contest by eating how many pieces of French toast?
Oh, this is a good Jeopardy story.
108 pieces of French toast in 1 week, Alex.
Do you still eat French toast?
No, I'm pretty much done with French toast.
I would think so. All right. I hope you're not done with Jeopardy because you have command of the board right now.
Look at that segue. I was humoring Alex because he had a funny bit there, but I actually love French toast. I could eat 108 pieces probably in any given week. That's a perfect Jeopardy story because it's boring but in an interesting way.
Perhaps the reason why he has been so successful for his 19 appearances on our program. He has in his pocket. Oh, it's not in his pocket. It's on his lectern. It's his lucky charm.
That's a terrible haircut.
This is a Totoro, which I bought in Asia.
What?
I like how I made Alex talk about Totoro.
If I were to touch that and take it away from you, it might break the spell.
I would lose all my powers.
So that story is essentially a lie. I did not actually have the Totoro as a good luck charm. Something my sister-in-law had, and I was like, hey, I'm short on stories today. Why don't you let me have that? And I'll pretend that I have a lucky Totoro. 27 games won at this point.
Close to $900,000. Does this mean you are no longer going to borrow your brother's clothes? Because I understand you do that a lot and have been doing it for years.
This is actually his tie.
So my brother was my outfit hookup just because he and his wife had been in the audience on the first day, so they knew that I was winning. Like, they were the only ones in on the secret. So some of the bad clothes are his fault, I should say. And also because it was 2004. There's a lot of perpetrators here. 30 games won here.
Champion.
Over $1 million.
He is the only person who admits to really liking airline food.
Airline food gets a bad rap. I think it's just great. It's a uniquely American art form.
Yeah, I actually don't like airline food. This would happen every couple weeks. Ken, we need 10 more stories. I didn't have 10 more stories. 10 new interesting things weren't happening to me. And I realized, well, nobody can fact check you if you tell Alex you like airline food. Here's the 30-second story. I'm sure it'll be better than the rest.
My dad was tired of mowing, hitting pine cones with the lawnmower. And I was like 4 years old, and he said, I'll give you a penny for every pine cone you take off the lawn. So I made a pile of 5,000 pine cones. And I think he was pretty ticked when he had to pay me the $50.
So they never actually paid us the money. They bought us a $50 Lego set. And I was like, well, we'll call that good. This is how desperate we are for stories at this point. It's like pine cone stories from being like 4 years old. Here's game 33. Also, that's a terrible tie with that shirt.
That we've learned everything we can about you. Is there anything we don't know? What is it? Deep, dark,
I think Alex is just calling an audible here. I have no idea what's going to happen.
A deep, dark, hidden secret?
Well, it doesn't have to be deep and dark.
That's a lot of pressure.
Could be short and shallow.
You know, I killed a man down south once.
Gonna leave it right there.
That one is not true. I think it's an old David Letterman joke. But Alex really had me back up against the wall. Like, I would never ask a player, what's your darkest secret? But maybe I should start. This had never happened to Alex before. Nobody had been on the show for longer than like a week and a half. Okay, now after 45 games, over 1.5 million.
Some people are wondering how you manage after so many games on Jeopardy to stay focused.
I think Alex is just calling an audible here. This is not one of my stories.
Mostly it's just because playing's a lot of fun, like sort of some competitive spirit, like if I was shooting hoop or something.
This is still my theory of Jeopardy. That if you have a good time, you play well. Like the people who thrive are just loving it out there.
So you don't think too much about the money as you go along?
It's like that part is totally imaginary. It'll probably be a big shock when the money actually arrives.
It'll be a bigger shock when it doesn't arrive.
It's kind of funny. Alex and I are just chatting at this point. Like all the Jeopardy systems have broken down. Oh, what was the story in my last game? I don't even know. This is the bad luck story that killed me.
Have you quit your job?
I actually haven't. I have a great job, and
this is kind of a cursed story. Now that we know it's the last game, have you quit your job?
Have you thought of buying the company? All right, well, I'm glad to hear that, Ken.
It's true, I did not actually quit my job. Like for a couple years, I kept working there. It wasn't until I got the deal to write a book that I realized, oh, I'm going to have to take some leave. And I guess I'm still on leave. Did they ever clean up my stuff from my cubicle? I don't really know. I think the best Jeopardy story is a little bit like a Mad Lib. Hey, I have 2 skateboards, but they're both from Portugal. Objectively, that's a boring story. You wouldn't try that on a first date, but it's almost perfect for Jeopardy. Hey, I have 2 noun, and they're both from country. It's just a Mad Lib. Thanks for joining me. You can watch all 75 games of my original run, as well as new episodes next day on Hulu, Hulu on Disney+, and Peacock. Hey, thanks for watching. Click on the subscribe button and don't miss a moment.